What's up, everybody? Today I'm gonna do a little different video. We're gonna play some MMA trivia. Most of the most of the trivia questions are gonna be about the UFC. Some of them you casual fans are gonna get. Most of you that have been watching MMA or UFC for a while will get the rest of them. So I'm gonna ask some questions and give you 30 seconds and let you go to town. Pick your brain, see how much you know. Don't cheat, don't use Google. Oh no, I'll find out. All right, here we go. Let me set the timer. 30 seconds. And the first question, who won the first ever UFC? Here we go, start the time. 30 seconds. I actually saw the first ever UFC when it came out. That's a story in its own. It's a funny story, but yeah, I saw it. I was hooked, and I never stopped watching it since then. So I've been a fan since day one, hardcore fan. People that know me will let you know. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is Royce Gracie. Royce Gracie won the very first UFC. About 170 pounds or so, was choking out people. He took the world by storm with his jiu-jitsu. At the time, it was just a bunch of, at the time it was karate, kung fu, Bruce Lee, that type of stuff. They used the UFC platform to showcase jiu-jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. And a funny story is, Royce was the smallest out of the brothers or out of the family. And they picked him on purpose because he was the smallest, and they wanted to showcase that you don't have to be a big person to use jiu-jitsu. So shout out to Royce Gracie. Man, I loved watching him. So pioneer of the sport. Okay, on to the next one. Number 2. Let's reset this timer real quick. Number 2. Who is the longest reigning UFC heavyweight champion? Longest reigning heavyweight champion. And 30 seconds. Don't be cheating, man. Don't be cheating. Don't be using Google. Off the top of the dome, just bam, get them. You should know this. You guys should know these already. Okay, longest reigning heavyweight champ. Great champion. Great fighter. He had some brawls. He had a trilogy with one guy. He's got a fight coming up soon. So not a hard question. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic. He's got a fight coming up with, you might know him, Bones Jones. Bones Jones, the eye poker. But a lot of people are saying Stipe's too old. He's over the hill. That they're over this fight because this fight was getting pushed a lot back in the days. Few years ago, and then it just never happened. It never happened, postponed, and blah blah blah. So people were like, "Oh, I'm over it." But I guarantee you, when that fight's on, all you fake ass people are gonna be watching. So I know I am. I'm gonna go for Stipe. I got Stipe on that one. All right, for the next one, let's see. Set this timer. Which fighter holds the record for the most successful title defenses in the UFC? Most title defenses in the UFC. Let's go. 30 seconds. I remember watching this guy outside of the UFC before he even came into UFC. I was watching him before Pride. I seen a few of his fights before Pride. Then I saw him in Pride. Amazing fighter. He's a pioneer. He's a Hall of Famer. Crazy. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is Anderson the Spider Silva. I remember when he came into the UFC, I was like, what? I was watching it. I couldn't believe it. It was at that time, I was not real big into the internet and stuff like that, so I couldn't keep up with a lot of the UFC MMA news. But I watched all the fights and stuff. So when he came to the UFC, Man, what a treat. Anderson Silva, the Spider. Remember when he broke his leg? Wyman fucking did him dirty. All right, number 4. Let's reset this time. Who was the first female fighter inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame? First female fighter inducted into the Hall of Fame of the UFC. You guys should know this one. 30 seconds. Let's go. I remember watching her as well. What was it, Strike Force, I believe? But this was before the UFC. She was dominating arm bars all day. The reason she was dominating because women's MMA was at its infancy stage. So meaning that, it was women's MMA was barely getting going. 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, excuse me. Yeah, she was so dominant because, like I said, at the time, women's MMA was at its infancy, and not a lot of women were advanced, because there was not a lot of different places where women can fight. I believe it was Strikeforce. They gave, women a chance. And for you hardcore fans, you fans not gonna know this, but Dana White once said that he would never allow or have women fight in the UFC. So that's another trivial question. If you guys didn't know, there weren't women fighting in the UFC before. Ronda Rousey, she opened the gate. She did it for the women. So women owe her a lot. You know what I mean? So, but the women's fighters have came a long way. They really came a long way. Especially Holly Holmes. Remember when she kicked the shit out of Ronda's head? Okay. Next question. Let's set this 30 seconds. Who is the youngest ever champ in the UFC? Youngest champ in the UFC. Here we go. 30 seconds. How you guys doing? Are you getting these questions? Or are you cheating? Huh? Let me know in the comments. Write your answers down if you got them or you didn't. This guy, great champion. Great fighter. A lot say he's a cheater. Rampage Jackson said he's a cheater, poked him in the eye and stuff, but you can't deny him. You can't deny this guy. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is John Jones, the youngest ever champ. John Jones is a beast. I remember him first coming into UFC as well. I never seen him outside of the UFC. Just really dynamic, tall, lengthy. You know what I mean? He trains different and he fights different. Yeah, he's done a lot. He's done a lot. So, but there's some controversial stuff that he was involved with. So is he the GOAT or not the GOAT? In my opinion, Alex Pereira is the GOAT. Prove me wrong. Here we go. 30 seconds. Next question. Who has the most KOs in the UFC? The most KOs in the UFC. All right, so to have the most KOs in the UFC, you got to be a beast. You have to be a beast. This guy's so funny, so charismatic. People like watching him. People, you know what I mean? He can lose and lose, but he still sells. I don't think he's ever going to be a champ or have a run at the title, but he sure is entertaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. And he's got 15 knockouts. I got 200 knockouts. He's got 15, so I should have said my own name. Yeah, my balls are hot. Derek Lewis. Like I said, I remember when he said that he never really trained for the fights. And I remember when he started getting really serious into he lost weight, he was in shape, and he got serious and went on a run for the title. It didn't happen, but good on Lewis, man. He's really entertaining. All right, let's reset this 30 seconds. How are you guys doing? You guys getting any of these questions? Are they too easy, too hard? Let me know. Next one. Who was the first 2-division champ in the UFC history? two-division champ in UFC history. 30 seconds. This guy as well, I happened to see one of his other fights in another division before he came to the UFC, so I kind of knew who he was. When he came to UFC, there was so much hype behind this man, and he did not disappoint. No, he did not disappoint. So he did a lot for the sport. He has done a lot he's changed the game. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is the only one and only Conor McGregor, the notorious. Yeah, Conor changed the game. He definitely did, especially with this, you know what I mean, his mouthpiece, his showmanship, his who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is that guy? You know what I mean? Conor's different. So I remember when he first came in, I was really big on him, man. I was so excited for him too. He hasn't fought in a while, made a lot of money. I think I made a little more than him, but we'll see. You know, we'll see if he comes back. I hope he does. I hope he comes back for a fight or two. Now he's like a partnership in the BF, what is it, the bare knuckle fighting. So good for Conor, and hopefully he comes back. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see. This next one, let's reset this time. All right, this one, I don't think you casual fans are going to get this one. Yeah, you casuals are definitely not going to get this one. And when I say casual, it's like, hey, Coach Jesse, I heard you train. You train UFC? You know what I mean? Those are casual fans, okay? So, question is, who was the first light heavyweight champ? Who was the first light heavyweight champ of the UFC? A lot of you guys are not going to get this. 30 seconds. All right. This guy was a beast. He fought smart. He looked good. He talked good. I think he ended up having a falling out with the UFC, I believe. Ended up going to another organization. He had a good fight with Nate. Yeah, Nate Diaz. Crazy fight. He had a brother who fought as well in the UFC. 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is Frank Shamrock. Frank Shamrock. Did you guys get that? I guarantee a lot of you guys didn't get that. A lot of you guys probably don't even know who he is. Frank Shamrock was a beast. His brother, he had a brother who fought in UFC, which was Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock fought in the early days. Like, he fought Horace Gracie, he fought Dan Severn. I think he fought in the what was it? They had like a super fights where it was like 30-minute fights. But before that, you know, they didn't even have time limits or really any rules. I remember fools, what's his name, punching this dude in the nuts, choking him and shit. So Frank Shamrock, yeah, he was a beast. He was a beast. You know, they had the Lions Den back in the day. So yeah, look him up. Check his fights out. You won't be disappointed. All right, let's reset this. 30 seconds. Okay. Who won the first season of The Ultimate Fighter? Who won the first season of The Ultimate Fighter? 30 seconds. All right. Are you guys getting these questions? Are they too hard? I think they're too easy. This is my first one, so I wanted to make it a little easy, scare you newbies off. Yeah, the first Ultimate Fighter, that was a game changer for the UFC, especially the fight. Yeah, it brought a lot of eyeballs to the UFC. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, the answer is Forrest Griffith and Diego Sanchez. Now, the Ultimate Fighter was a gamble, and it was something new for the UFC to try to get more exposure, and Forrest Griffith and Stephen Bonner fight. Oh my God! If you haven't seen that fight, go watch that fight, man. That's the reason why the UFC grew how it did at that time. Those two dudes, man, that fight was amazing. And Diego Sanchez, remember, he used to go, yes, yes, yes. But yeah, good on both of them. Yeah, Forrest. Yeah, they changed the game. They definitely changed the game. Okay, these next questions are not going to be for you casual fans. Let's see if you guys can get these ones, okay? All right, here we go. What fighter was on season 2 of The Ultimate Fighter and has a choke named after him? Here we go, 30 seconds. Let's go. He was on the season 2 of The Ultimate Fighter and he's got a choke named after him. This guy's a personal friend of mine. We go way back, man. Crazy dude. He's a little sick in the head. He's such a sweetheart, man. I love this guy. Very knowledgeable in MMA. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the answer is Jason Von Flue with the Von Flue choke. Now, I met Jason years ago. It was, I believe, a Strike Force fight here in Fresno. It was Cain Velasquez's first fight. Yeah, I met Cain before that in Sacramento at some fights, but it was Cain's first fight here. Paul Buenatello fought. Did he fight Tank Abbott? I don't remember, but yeah, I saw Jason after the fights in the bleachers right there. Me and my girl, we approached him. I knew who he was from the UFC. We hit it off good, man. Great personality. I told him we have a gym here. It happened to be, I guess, that he was moving here, moving to where we were, and he came to the gym, and it was over from there. He started training and stuff like that. So, I mean, this guy is a veteran. When I say veteran, I'm talking about fighting 2, 3, 4 fights in one night. You know what I mean? He used to train at the Pit with world famous Chuck Liddell. But yeah, Jason's an amazing person. God bless you and your family, Jason, if you watch this, my brother. But go follow him on his social media, and yeah, go show him some love. Okay, next one. Let's set this timer. Here we go. Which MMA YouTube personality just got schooled by Nina Drama for fat shaming? He fat shamed somebody and Nina Drama got on him. 30 seconds. This guy is a YouTube sensation. He's got you know, his MMA stuff going on YouTube. Very controversial because he speaks the truth. You know what I mean? And he's got great fight IQ. I enjoy watching his content. But yeah, Nina got on him. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and it's MMA Guru. He fat shamed some reporter. I remember seeing her. It was a fight or two ago. Might have been the Pereira fight, but yeah. Nina Drama didn't like it, so she put him on blast on the internet, and yeah, so they were going back and forth. So one thing about MMA Guru, a lot of people thought that he was a fat slob. You know what I mean? Like, that's how when you see his videos, he's just all head and shoulders and big old mop and beard. So people thought that he was like a big old fat slob, and he messed up. Because he went and took some pictures with Dracus Duplessis, and we found out that fool is big. Like, he dwarfs Dracus. Like, Dracus is a big man, but he's way bigger. So we found out that he wasn't a fat slob. So the rule is, if you're fat, you can fat shame another fat person, and you can get away with it. But yeah, and Nina didn't like it, so she got on him, and they went back and forth in the UFC. Did you guys know Nina was in a Playboy spread? I didn't know that. My son showed me. So yeah, go check it out. MMA Guru. All right, next one. Let me reset this real quick. How are you guys doing? You guys getting them? I bet you're not. All right. What fighter broke into a church and got arrested? Yeah, that's an actual question. What fighter broke into a church and got arrested? I remember this one a long time ago. Yeah, breaking into a church, cops called on him, and he got arrested. Wasn't his first incident, but this fighter's he's an OG. He's fought all over the place. He fought a lot. He used to fight in Hawaii. Let's wait for the time to count. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And it is Jason Mayhem Miller. Did you guys get that? That was a harder one. Yeah, Jason. Jason, everybody say he was a sweetheart. He was a nice guy, but he was bipolar. He'd just switch up on you. If you guys ever see the Rampage Jackson podcast, he tells a story about Jason coming to his house out of nowhere, and cops knocking on his door, and a helicopter, and Jason runs out the back, and they're looking for him. Crazy story. So yeah, that wasn't his first incident, but Mayhem Miller. Oh, he also had what was that? The Bully Beatdown on MTV. Yeah, MTV. My funny story talking about the Bully Beatdown. I was at the gym one day, and this white boy comes in, young kid, probably about 17, 18 or so. He comes in. He's like, "Hey, you Coach Jesse? Yeah, I heard that you were one of the best trainers around here, and this and that. I want to train." And he had like scuffs on his face. I was like, "Oh, what happened? You get in a fight?" He's like, "Yeah, I guess you could say that." And so we start talking and stuff, and he wanted to train. And then after a few days of training, he's like, "Hey, I'll tell you the truth." He's like, "All this scuff, I was on the on Bully Beatdown on the Jason Mayhem Miller on the MTV." He's like, "I got beat up." I was like, "That's why I came to you." And he'd done some amateur fights after that and stuff like that. Good kid. But yeah, he was on Bully Beatdown, and I trained him for a while. So crazy, huh? All right, next one. Reset this 30 seconds. Okay, which fighter says the phrase "soon"? Soon. Damn it, soon. My wife likes this one. She always says this one. My son gets this one too, Caden. All right, here we go. 30 seconds. Which fighter says the phrase "soon"? Soon. This guy is a freaking beast. Most of you guys are not gonna get this. Most of you are not gonna get this, but I know you've seen him fight. Devastating fighter. Okay, he's one of my favorite fighters. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time's up. Okay, and the answer is the Axe Murderer, Wanderlei Silva. Now this guy, he was different. He was just ferocious, man. He would literally try to kill you in there. Watching him in Pride, I had the chance to watch him outside of Pride. I think Valley Tudo fight. You guys don't know nothing about them, but and then watching him in Pride with his fights like against Rampage and Crow Crop, crazy. And then, so he fought. He came to the UFC. Remember, he fought Vitor Belfort, where Belfort ran him across the cage. Shout out Belfort. I got a story about Belfort too. Then came to the UFC and finished his career in the UFC. Yeah, the Axe Murderer. Whew. They don't make them like that no more. Okay, last one. Let's see if you guys can get this one. You casuals are not gonna get this one. My son will get this one, Caden. All right, which fighter is still my boy? Which fighter is still my boy? He's still my boy. Oh shoot, let's start this 30 seconds. All right, yeah, he's still my boy. Amazing fighter. Karate style. Did I give it away? Karate style. I love watching him fight. Man, just the way he just bounces in and out, his counters, very dynamic. He's been around for a while. But yeah, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer is Chris Weidman. I don't know why his dad said that. He was like, I think Chris Weidman, he just won, and his dad was like, He's still my boy. He's still my boy. When wasn't he ever, I guess. But yeah, Chris Weidman, amazing fighter. Did Anderson Silva dirty, took his belt. Yeah, and then karma hit for Weidman. He got his shit broken. It, you know what I mean, snapped. But yeah, Chris Weidman, an amazing fighter. But that's it for the MMA trivia. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll do some more of these videos. I'm getting better at them. I'm getting better at the videos, man. Making these videos, it's kind of difficult just talking to a camera and nobody in front of you. You know what I mean? I know what I want to say, but sometimes don't come out. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, and all that. In the comment section, make sure you tell me, put all your answers if you got them or not, and we'll do it again. All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in and subscribing. Coach Jesse. Till the next one.